Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode we'll be taking a look at the Ganzo G719 that I got from GearBest. Let me start out by saying that Ganzo knives, it's my opinion that dollar for dollar you're getting the best value for your buck. Absolutely incredible knives, and GearBest, which by the way sent me this for review, has a boatload of Ganzo knives, and I'm going to go ahead and provide the link below, or two links below. One for this, the G719. This is the green version, so technically it's the G719-G, and they also make a black one. I would consider this knife a medium to heavy use EDC. However, and this is a big however, this is not legal to carry in most places in the world because of the craziness in the 1950s where politicians, or at least specifically in the United States, politicians went crazy sort of trying to identify these knives as gang-related youth assassin machines, because for some reason a knife that goes like this kills better than a knife that goes like this. You just gotta love it. And what's really amazing is that the laws are still in effect, and I know that there's some people over the pond in Europe where they take it to the degree where you can't even carry knives that lock at all. But anyway, because of that, there's a few places where you could legally carry this. You're going to have to go ahead and check your local laws. Also, down in the description box below, and you're going to have to scroll down deep, there is a link to Wiki, a Wiki link, that's Wikipedia, where I'm going to take you to a page that has Switchblade information and how the craziness in the 1950s, and of course the Hollywood went crazy with all these movies, West Side Story and everything, that really got everybody all crazy, and they passed a lot of laws, and they list all the countries in this Wikipedia page and states in the US of whether it's legal to own it and legal to carry it. In my state, it's legal for me to own this. However, it's not legal for me to conceal carry this knife. Alright, enough of the backwash here, and let's talk about the knife. This knife is a automatic switchblade knife with a handle. Let me go ahead and fold this up. That is 4.5 inches long. It is Stonewash steel with G10 inlay, and look at that beautiful G10 inlay. Nice texture. Really love the green. You could also get it in black. On the other side it's just steel with some nice little cutouts, beveled out, whatever you want to call that. Very, very nice, and everything is stonewashed. It is a very, very gorgeous knife. Probably the prettiest automatic or switchblade knife I've ever had. And what's amazing is that this knife only runs, I believe it was $17. I just went through all this and now I didn't even write down in my notes how much it cost. Yes, $17. Okay, zoom up a little bit just so you can just see how nice this is. Now, one thing I noticed, no lanyard hole, so if that's important to you, there is no lanyard hole. Torx screw construction, including the pivot screw right there. Open pillow design, so dirt will flow through very easily. Here's your stop pin for the knife, and you can see the locking mechanism there. And I'll go ahead and show you how that works close up here in a second. The pocket clip is for right-handed tip-up only carry. It cannot be relocated anywhere on the knife, and it is held on by 3 torque screws right there. This is a automatic push button locking mechanism, so you can see right there how fast that opens up. And the way that it works is you have a button. I'm going to go ahead and let that focus. You can see that button right there and how it moves that cylindrical piece up and down. And what happens is, and I'll go ahead and close the blade, you can see how it sort of locks into the blade, and when I press this button, it allows that to move out of the way so the blade can move, and it'll let you see how that locks right there. You can see the groove that it's going to go ahead and pop into to lock the blade. So very simple mechanism, however very effective, very solid lockup with this knife. The blade type is a clip point Stonewashed blade, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom up just a little bit so you can just see how nice this is. Nice plain edge all the way down. You don't have a per se sharpening choil, but you can see how the edge just sort of ends right there. So you have a little room before you hit the shoulder of the blade, so it should not be too hard to work the edge on a stone. And again, the clip point, hollow grind, would you almost to the top. You have a little bit of flat area here. If you have a clamp-on sharpening device, you can go ahead and get away with that. And there's no thumb studs or holes or anything because this is an automatic knife. So what you have here is Stonewashed 440C. 440C is a high-chromium stainless steel that has it's a terrific balance of good hardness and corrosion resistance. It takes a nice edge and holds it fairly well and very easy to resharpen. So a good all-around steel. You know, it's not a super steel, but it's one of the best normal everyday steels. Has an HRC of around 58 to 60 HRC. Open length of this knife is 4.9 inches. I don't think I had mentioned that the closed length or handle of this knife is 4.5 inches when closed. Blade length is 3.4 inches. Blade thickness is over 1/10 of an inch. It's 0.11. Very thick blade stock. And not only that, the blade stop here in the handle is also pretty beefy. So this is a very beefy knife. I mean, take a look how thick the steel is there in the handle. This is a very substantial knife. As a matter of fact, how substantial is it, you might ask? It weighs 4.2 ounces, so this is a very heavy knife. So it's for those of you that are sensitive to heavy knives and carrying them around every day, you might not like this knife. It's pretty heavy. Like I said, this insert here, this G10 insert, which has, by the way, some very nice texture, comes in either this OD green, or you could also get it in black. And this is made in China. And I'll tell you, the knives that are made in China are not the knives that were made in China 5-10 years ago. These are, especially the Ganzo knives, very high quality knives. Very impressive. Better, way better than knives in the same price range made in the US for the most part. I'm saying that with no reservation. It's an incredible buy. Now, however, things may change as time goes by, as they always do. The things you could count on in life is change, death, and taxes. Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed with the tests real quick. Let's test blade retention and make sure that we don't have any problems. Okay, this does not come out. It locks in place, so you don't have to worry about that blade coming out. Also, blade centering is near perfect. There might be very slightly to this direction right here, but pretty much centered very well. No rubbing. Let's go ahead and pop this open. Lockup. Lockup is very solid. I did not have to adjust this out of the box. There is no up and down play. There is no side to side play. Let's go ahead and test for blade sharpness. I do have some paper here. And we are push cutting right there, so very sharp. Let's see if we can go ahead and shave with it. Luckily, I do have a lot of hair. So, there we go. Oops. Alright, so you can see I am shaving with no problem. You can see lots of hair right there too. Alright, last test. Time to break out the wood. Okay, you all know the story. So I'm going to test to make sure we don't have any fundamental heat treatment problems. I'm going to go ahead and stab this wood. I don't recommend you do this with your knife. But basically, if there's a problem with heat treatment, the point would break off very easy. This is just soft pine. And just making sure that the blade can stand up to that. Don't do that with your own knives. I'm doing it for you. So, perfect. No problem whatsoever. By the way, while I have that close up, just look at that nice Stonewash finish. And you can see where it says 440C right there. I'll let that focus. And again, you can see the torx pivot screw right there, nice and close up. On the other side, Ganzo. Last thing we'll talk about is ergonomics. Very comfortable, normal. Pinching it like this, which is the way I use the knives most of the time. Reverse. Everything is comfortable. There's nothing jabbing into my hand. Just a very simple, however, very effective ergonomically type of handle. You do have a slight finger guard right there, very slight. No jimping whatsoever, and traction on the G10 on one side. So, if you stab with this knife, make sure you have a good grip on it, because there is not anything too substantial to keep your hand from sliding up on the blade. So make sure you have a good tight grip. However, this is an automatic knife, however, which could be kind of fragile. I know I've had automatic knives in the past, some of the stilettos, and they do not stand up to a lot of abuse. However, this thing is built like a tank, so it should be able to handle most tasks. That's why I sort of classify this as a medium to heavy use, because it's just so beefy and heavy, even though it's an automatic and has the spring and locking mechanism. But wow. One other thing I was concerned about, and I'll go ahead and bring the wood up here, I should have done it when we were down there, is whether or not, because you see how that button sticks up right there? I was thinking that maybe if you put this down and pressed it, it would set off that button and make it come out. It doesn't. See that? Nice flat surface. And then what's happening is the pivot screw sticks out just as much as the button. I don't know if you can see that right there. So if it were to sit down on a flat surface and get pressed, it doesn't actuate the automatic blade launcher. Again, extremely fast, extremely quick. And I like it, and I highly recommend it. And pros, just about this whole video is a pro for this knife, because everything is awesome in my opinion. The only thing I could really criticize this knife for is that the clip has it's a little tight, a little high on the tension. However, it's pressing against a smooth area, so it's not really going to tear your pocket up too bad, and you can't relocate it. So that's really the only con, other than the self-induced ludicrous laws and regulations all over the world on automatic knives, which is really ridiculous. And I highly recommend this knife. Just please don't carry this type of knife if your laws and regulations say you're not supposed to. So I don't want anybody to get in trouble. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the GearBest Session channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you, and I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.